Welcome back to Entrepreneurial Edge. Imagine a simple painted rectangle on cold gray concrete, a space that seems so ordinary yet holds extraordinary value in some parts of the world. In fact, the price of this single parking spot can easily surpass the combined cost of a dozen luxury cars, turning what most see as a basic necessity into a true symbol of wealth. In some of the world's most crowded and expensive cities, this is not just a wild idea, it's the reality people face every day. When we think of high-end real estate, our minds usually jump to sprawling mansions or sky-high penthouses with breathtaking views, but even the humble ground beneath these buildings, those unassuming parking spots, can be worth a small fortune. A parking spot isn't just a matter of convenience. In these cities, it's a deeded asset, something you can legally own, sell, or even pass down. Sometimes these spots fetch prices of over $1 million, rivaling the cost of luxury homes and cars. The world's most expensive parking spot sold for a staggering $1.30 million, more than the price of most family homes in the United States. This isn't just a quirky headline or a one-off story, it's a clear sign of how extreme urban wealth, limited space, and fierce competition have become in today's cities. In the world's densest and richest urban centers, parking spots have transformed into status symbols and serious investments coveted by the elite. So where does this phenomenon actually happen? The answer: cities like Hong Kong, New York, and London, places where space is at a premium and every square foot counts. In these bustling metropolises, every inch of land is fiercely contested, driving prices to astonishing heights. Let's dive in and explore how a simple parking space evolved into one of the world's most coveted and valuable assets. Hong Kong leads the world in expensive parking, with its dense skyline and limited land making space the ultimate luxury. In this bustling metropolis, every square meter is fiercely contested, and parking is no exception. The city's vertical growth has left little room for cars, turning parking into a rare and highly coveted commodity. Strict government land controls and high car ownership costs mean a parking spot is a trophy asset. For many, owning a parking space is a symbol of status, almost as prestigious as owning a luxury apartment. The competition for these spots is intense, with prices reflecting the city's relentless demand. In Manhattan, New York, historic buildings and a rigid grid leave little room for parking, driving prices sky high. The city's iconic skyline and tightly packed streets mean that finding a spot is a daily challenge for drivers, and the scarcity only adds to the cost. A spot in the right neighborhood can cost as much as a suburban home. In some cases, these urban parking spaces are even more valuable than apartments themselves, especially in sought-after districts. London's historic districts like Knightsbridge and Mayfair face similar scarcity, with private parking fetching hundreds of thousands of pounds. The city's age-old architecture and narrow streets make parking a rare privilege, reserved for the wealthy elite. For the wealthy, secure parking is a must-have, pushing prices ever higher. Exclusive underground garages and private spaces offer not just convenience but also security and prestige, making them highly desirable. While New York and London see spots sell for up to $500,000, Hong Kong is in a league of its own. The competition among buyers is fierce, and prices continue to climb as demand shows no sign of slowing down. Only in Hong Kong do parking spots regularly break the $1 million mark. Here, a simple parking space can be more valuable than a home in many parts of the world, highlighting just how extreme the city's real estate market has become. The world's most expensive parking spot? It's in Hong Kong's elite neighborhood, The Peak. In 2021, a single space at the Mount Nicholson development sold for $1.3 million. That's 134 square feet of concrete, costing more per foot than luxury apartments in most cities. The buyer, already living in a multi-million-dollar apartment, paid for ultimate convenience and security. With far fewer parking spots than apartments, competition is fierce and prices soar. Here, a parking space isn't just for your car, it's an essential part of a luxury lifestyle. For residents, it's a small price to complete their multi-million-dollar home. In this world, a $1 million parking spot is simply the going rate for status and ease. Why do these prices exist? It's all about scarcity. In cities like Hong Kong, land is limited and demand is sky high, so prices for every square foot, including parking, soar. For the ultra-wealthy, a private parking spot is a status symbol and a must-have amenity. Secure deeded parking means convenience, privacy, and investment potential. Many buy spots as assets, renting them out or holding for appreciation. In property-obsessed markets, even a parking space is seen as a smart investment. The result? A perfect storm of limited supply, high demand, and investment frenzy. That's how a concrete rectangle becomes a million-dollar asset. It's less about the car and more about owning a piece of the world's most valuable real estate. The million-dollar parking spot is more than just a curiosity. It's a powerful symbol of the extremes that define modern urban life. In the world's most expensive cities where space is at a premium, even a simple parking spot can become a status symbol, reflecting the intense competition for every square meter. In these cities, some are willing to pay millions just to park their cars, while at the same time countless others struggle to find affordable housing or even a place to call home. This stark contrast highlights the deep and growing inequalities that shape our urban environments. For the wealthy, owning a car and securing a private parking space means more than convenience. It's a statement of freedom, privilege, and social status, even as city governments encourage public transit and greener alternatives. This trend raises tough questions for the future. Will our cities become even more divided between the haves and have-nots? Can we find ways to balance convenience and exclusivity for a few, with fair access and opportunity for everyone? The story of the world's priciest parking spot serves as a warning about what happens when market forces go unchecked, and urban inequality is allowed to grow unchecked. It challenges us to rethink how we design and build our cities, so that they work for everyone, not just the ultra-rich or the privileged few. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights into the world of extreme wealth, real estate, and the forces shaping our cities today. Thanks for watching Entrepreneurial Edge. Stay tuned for more stories that reveal the hidden dynamics of urban life.